Kaleb, thank you so much for being here today. Greatly appreciate it. For those who haven't had a chance to meet you, can you share your name, your company name, and where you guys are located?
Yep, my name is Kaleb. I work with Goods Roofing, and we're from Michigan.
Very good, very good. And what is your role with it?
I am a service technician and roof replacement technician.
Very good. So you sell repairs and replacements.
Yes, sir.
Excellent, excellent. We're talking for a great reason. You had a killer year last year. Share with everybody, what was the big number?
2.4.
2.4.
2.4, right?
I love it. I love it. And I want to get into your service and sales process, and we'll do that in a minute. Always enjoy learning people's backgrounds, how they got to where they are today. I think a lot can be learned from it. So how about you? How did you get into the roofing industry originally?
I picked it up as a summer job.
Okay.
And
like in high school?
Yeah.
All right.
I just never looked back. I started when I was real young, 17, 18 years old.
Really?
And made a really good money doing it. And then started my own crew and just kept running with it.
Yep. That's interesting. I had a buddy that did roofing, did tar roofing, and for a summer at college.
Good on that. I'm good on the tar roofing.
He goes, these guys are hardcore.
Hardcore.
Oh, that's funny.
Nope.
So you decided to start your own sub crew.
Yep.
Really young. Like how old were you?
23 when I started that.
23. Yep. Was it a group of buddies or?
Yep. It was all just my friends, and I had a partner in that situation, and we did great together. We had a great time.
And so you were just subbing for how many different roofers?
Just Kelly.
Just
Kelly. Just Goods Roofing.
So how did you find Goods?
We had a guy that we knew who was actually doing production for Goods Roofing.
Okay.
And then he had pretty much just got a hold of us and said, hey, get a crew together and let's roll.
Is that right?
That's how we did it.
So how long were you a sub for Kelly?
I think 2 years straight.
2 years.
Yep.
And then how did he influence you to come join the crew?
Well, so it's really, really hard to find good help and to keep good guys. And it started to really weigh on me, and I only had a guy or two left. And then he had just offered me the opportunity to be a repair and service tech.
Yeah.
So that was a really great opportunity, and it was definitely a risk that I'm really glad I took.
Yeah. How much different is it learning service and repair versus just replacement of roofs?
There's a big difference, but they translate. So that's exactly how I started, was in service and roofing repair. So running appointments, finding leads, troubleshooting, things like that. Talking to homeowners. It's a lot easier to get a homeowner to buy $1,000 repair off you as opposed to buying a $20,000 roof.
Sure.
So easing into that process, going through the repair sales and then moving into replacement sales has helped me tremendously.
Right. But before you even sold, you were doing just repairs, right? Yep. How long was that?
I want to say that would have been probably 17, 2.5 years.
Okay.
About 2.5 years repairs only, and then about 3 years or so in repairs and replacement sales only.
Now, why do you think, did you approach Kelly or did he approach you about, hey, I think you could do the sales thing?
He pushed me. And I told him a few times, I tried to put my walls up and say, hey, man, I'm more of an installer than I am a sales guy. And he was like, well, listen, man, you're no more than a salesman than I am. Like, I'm not really a huge sales guy. And it's all about what you learn and what you know and how you treat people, and go make friends and people will buy roofs off you.
So what was your sales training like?
We did a couple of ride-alongs.
Yeah.
Yep, we did that. Kelly showed me some ropes, and then he does a fantastic job. Not to put him on the spot, but he'd probably do a real great job teaching for you guys.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too. But anyways, he does a fantastic job with us in our conference room. He does a great job at teaching us and articulating that stuff as far as process goes, showing us the ropes.
How long did it take you to feel comfortable to start pricing jobs and offering jobs, stuff like that?
I would say after my first sale.
Okay.
My first one, as soon as I hit that off, then it was just,
right,
we're going.
I guess I meant much training did you go, ride-alongs, before you're like, okay, I'm comfortable with you going out and doing it?
Well, I had already done a lot of the repair sales and stuff like that. And at first with that, he had a repair technician that sort of helped me along those lines. I shadowed him maybe once or twice, not too much. But I kind of rolled into that really easy just by using my experiences as an installer to be able to provide people with the solution to the problem.
Okay.
People hire repairs really easy like that. As far as replacement goes, I think I shadowed him probably 4 or 5 jobs, 4 or 5 appointments. And then I role played and studied my process and ran it.
Just give it a go.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Well, let's dig into the process a little bit.
Support for this podcast comes from Reese. Reese is a leading supplier for pros in the plumbing, HVAC, waterworks, and bath and kitchen industries. For over 100 years, Reese has been committed to helping pros like you build your business by providing access to top quality products backed by the resources, service, and support of product experts. On the job and need supplies but can't get away? Reese will come to you. They make it easy to keep your job moving forward with their rapid delivery services. In just 2 hours, Reese will deliver to any job within 15 miles of participating branches. It's just one more way Reese works for you. Visit Reese.com to learn more about Reese, your trusted supplier and partner. And Staples. Staples is the leading provider in office supplies, offering a vast selection of products and services. Over the last 2 years, Staples has also become one of the largest janitorial suppliers in the U.S. as well. From your everyday business essentials to your office furniture, printing, facilities, and break room, Staples can do it all. Staples offers benefits to help create efficiencies in procurement and consolidate vendors to streamline internal processes. Visit staplesadvantage.com to learn more.
You get a call. Well, how do you prepare for it?
I'm fortunate enough to have some great call takers, right? And they gather a lot of great information on the clients. So before I'm doing anything, I'm reading that. That's the first thing I do before I put that truck in drive to go. And then I'll shut the podcast off. I'll shut the music off, all that stuff, a good 5 minutes before I get to an appointment. So I'm a little educated on what they need and who they are and where they're at. And I'm getting my mindset right.
Okay, you like it quiet.
Yep.
Okay, you said podcasts.
Just a couple minutes, though.
What do you like to listen to? Are you
Not a Joe Rogan?
Oh, hey, I'm a JRE guy. Yeah, he's entertaining. Okay, very good. But not when it's work time.
Right.
You got to lock it in.
Yep.
All right, I respect that. All right, so you get to the house, you park ride, you walk up, knock on the door, all the mechanics of the introduction. That part is so important, right? To start building rapport. Well, how do you start building rapport? What questions do you ask? How do you get to be a friend so they trust you to give you business later on?
Right. So in warm-ups and rapport, I would say I try to be as organic as possible and as human as possible. And I don't really use any sort of technique that's going to be too upfront and in your face.
Sure.
So I will take my time with it. I like to intro first and tell them why I'm there. And then I'll ask them how I could help them today.
Sure.
And then usually they'll roll into the issues and then slowly move right into warm up and rapport build. And by using form,
okay,
that's a huge thing. Yep. Family, occupation, recreation, and material possession. Okay. And that's pretty much the way to do it. I never stop though. Okay. The whole process, I'm warming up, building rapport as much as I possibly can. Small talk them most of the time, depending on personalities, right?
Right. Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. So how much are you reading people right away?
As much as possible.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing that I picked up and took back with me and started implementing more into my process is DISC personality.
Yeah.
And I love it a lot. And as soon as I learned it and could actually understand how to use that out in the field, it made a tremendous difference in all of my appointments because it really sheds light on how you need to treat that person and how you can prevent yourself from pushing the wrong buttons, doing them things. Absolutely.
So, okay. So you brought it up. So now I got to chase it.
Sure.
So, everyone loves a good D, a hard-nosed guy, like no nonsense. How do you approach those people?
Well, luckily, my boss happens to be a high D.
He's pretty right.
So I've got some real good training and first-hand experiences on how to handle a high D. And you give them what they need to hear, and you give them the proper respect, and you cut to the chase, get to the point with them.
Right.
Not too much small talk, and you get your point across quick.
On those C's, are you making sure you got all your technical information and nerding out a little bit?
100%. Luckily, I'm pretty well-rounded in that aspect. So I have a lot of installation experiences, and I was young, right? So I did a lot of studying and training. Yeah. So I can talk circles about products, material. I've installed them all that stuff. So they start hitting me with questions. It's the wrong guy. I got you.
Yeah, you look young, and I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Looks great. Yeah. The eyes, how many hours will you let them stand there and talk to you before you get going?
Generally, as far as the appointment goes,
I'm just teasing. You know, the eyes are energetic, they're loud, they're
high personality, sorry.
Yeah.
As far as eyes go, I'm pretty high in that category, right? And I kind of like it because it's more natural and I click with that person. Yeah. But I won't ever stop them. I mean, if they're giving me as much feedback as they can, I mean, that's great because in all actuality, I'm trying to make a friend. Even if they don't hire me, like, what's the point in boring our way through an entire 2-hour meeting? Let's make friends. It's okay if we don't do business together. I'd love to do it for you, of course.
Right.
But let's make friends and let's get after it. 100%.
Those S personalities are
slow down.
Can I get you a bottle of water?
Way down.
Yeah, you get people that want to give you stuff.
Yep. No, take it.
Always got to say yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always take it.
But you just slow down with it.
Slow down.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. All right. So you've done your little analysis. I'm like, okay, what am I dealing with here? Mm-hmm. You've explained, your process a little bit. If it is a leak, I'm sure people want to bring you in the house to look at the ceiling or kind of walk me through your next steps.
If you're out chasing a leak, you can go both ways. I mean, generally you wanna lead the appointment. That's what I try to do anyways, is I try to be the one that's setting the tone of the appointment. So I am the professional, that's what I'm here for. But if you get a personality, especially them eyes, and they start leading you right to stuff, there's a fine line between if you should stop them or not. I mean, obviously you should explain to them, hey, I have a process I need to follow and everything like that. But generally I see a lot of rapport on that small trip to the kitchen where the leak is. Yeah. You just start building stuff quick. You can pick up information just from the home and things like that.
Now, as you said, your process just like a line questioning that you want to try and understand what's going on?
100%.
Okay, what are those questions typically?
As far as repairs or replacements?
Let's start with a repair. We'll go with replacement next.
With repairs, it's very important to find out the age of the roof. If you possibly can, who installed it. Mm-hmm. If anybody else has maintained the roof, if anybody else has repaired the roof, you'll get a lot of good information and stuff like that out of them.
A lot of it's probably like that. I have no idea who did it.
I just moved in here 6 years ago. I have no clue.
Yeah.
The roof looks 80 years old.
Right. Are you taking notes or anything or documenting?
100%. Okay. So I started doing that actually from one of the Crown Champs here, and I had picked her brain.
Okay.
And she's like, I got a huge notebook, and I'm sitting there, they're telling me, and I'm writing it down. Writing it down.
Yeah.
So I tend to do that 75% of appointments.
Okay.
I'll take notes pretty much the whole time.
Just documenting everything they're saying. Okay.
And then you can refer back to that in the future.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So what is next? Let's stay with the repair.
Sure.
So they've answered all your questions, or if it's coming in the kitchen, you gave me that example.
Yep.
Are you getting in the attic next, or what do you do?
Well, I would say realistically, when it comes to repairs, I'll do attic first, and that will give you a lot of information and location of the leak, right?
But if they drag you to the kitchen, you're still, you're talking to them. Then you're like, okay, Mr. Jones, I got
to get to my process.
Okay.
So I got a couple things I need to do. I got an inspection evaluation to do of your attic and your roof, and we got to get them things moving.
Okay. So your inspection is a paper inspection.
Yep.
Great. Is it color coded, like good and green, yellow, red?
No, it is.
Okay, it's not.
Yep.
I can't remember the roofing one off the top of my head.
Ours is just a 17-point inspection. I've seen some other really cool ones that are color coded and stuff like that, and I like to put some options together. But it's pretty straight.
No, but that's fine. But you go up there and you start checking things off. A lot of pictures, video,
tons of pictures.
So then do you upload it to anything, or you just have
right to company cam?
A company
so
cam.
That's what we use, and I tend to lean on my photos quite a bit.
Sure.
You'll get a lot of people that see this baby face and they start to question my experience and stuff like that. But if you can show them the photos, you can really push some trust on them. You know what I mean? To where you're not making things up. And that's generally what I'll do in any inspection scenario is I'll have my inspection sheet and my iPad ready to go with company cam, so that when I'm going through and this is the problem here are the photos to back that up. Right. That goes a long way.
Right. You said something that triggered something I wanted to ask. Early on in your call, do you do any kind of, because you're young looking, you are young, but young, very young looking, any kind of a credibility statement? Hey, I'm Kaleb. I've been doing this for 10 years, whatever it's been.
Yep.
You do that in the front?
Yeah, so I'll do it after my inspection most of the time.
Okay.
Because I try not to dump it on them and be like, I've been doing this my whole life. You know what I mean? I'll take my time with it, go through my process. And it's actually I found that it creates a real funny conversation with clients, because by the time I get through my inspection and I get through talking to them and taking a peek at the issues and the problems in the house. And then I tell them that I've been doing this for 15, 16 years. They're like, how could you possibly be doing it for $1,000? Yeah, exactly. I've been doing this before I was born.
Right.
But I like to do it that way, and then it opens up the conversation, and then that will open up the credibility statement for me. So by saying I have these experiences, I've installed the roofs myself, I have experiences in project management and all this stuff.
Yeah. All right, so you go into the attic. I'm sure you're on top of the roof next.
Yep.
Documenting all that.
Yep.
Okay. And then at that point, you're like, what kind of repair you're dealing with, right? And you've looked at everything. So it might be you've got the reason for the call, but there might be chimney issues or whatever. So that's all documented.
Yep.
Are you building out, like handwriting out some options on those repairs?
Definitely.
Now, do you do it in front of the customer, or are you going to go to your truck to figure it out?
I will do it in my truck.
Okay.
Because generally I don't like to walk up the ladder holding a bunch of paperwork and stuff like that. There are ways around that. You can always bully bag, or you can clipboard attached to you to where your hands free and everything. But I generally like to walk around with my my inspection and my clipboard. I'll take all my notes, everything like that. I'll get on top of my roof, get my photos, all that, and then when I come back down, I'll finish my inspection sheet and get all this stuff together.
Now, how many options do you typically build on like a repair?
On repairs, I love it. I love using basically the art of the inspection, right? Because generally you get called out to an appointment and they've got a leak around the chimney, and then you get up there and the roof is 20 years old or so. It's not everyone, obviously, but when you get up there and you see so many other problems, that's a question I like to plug before is if I see any red flags up there, I'll get some great photos for you, Mr. Homeowner, and I'll come down and I'll show you those issues and we'll talk about those. If not, then great.
Right.
So if you got pipe boots that are rotted out, if you have other issues on the roof, things like that, jot those down in your notes. And then if you're going to go give pricing for repairs, you could do basically this is what you have to do. This is where your leak is. This is what you called me out here for today. But here's those photos. Here's that inspection sheet. This is where your other problems are. A lot of people don't understand that them pipes and stuff like that big time, usually they're running up through the walls.
Right.
So you won't even see anything. It's just water going through your walls. And you're doing them a disservice by not showing them things. It's up to them to make the choice if they want to do that.
Right. Do you construct 3 options for your repair options? Do you have the reason why you called? We can do the one thing. Let's go. And then, is that how you construct it, or it's like this is everything needs to be fixed?
I generally will do what you have to do to stop your leak. I will do what you should do for repairs, and then I will do potentially you should think about replacing if that is necessary. So if you get on a roof and there's 7 different issues with the thing where you legitimately don't feel comfortable leaving without explaining that to them and giving them pricing for repairs, if you got $5,000-$6,000 in repairs, it's a very, very easy flip to just say, hey, your roof is $14,000.
Sure.
We have these 3 options. You can look at these, and then you push them right into full replacements.
Right.
If it's legitimate.
Yeah, I was going to say, so paper, right? You're writing this on paper.
Yep.
So you got the one option is the reason for the call, then you get the middle options, the other things, and then the third option says replacement. What do you write? You were like, think about replacement, or what do you write?
Yep. So then just to kind of plug that conversation and have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like I said, though, it has to be legitimate. Because if they don't need a replacement, you need to let them decide that.
Sure.
So if their roof is only $12,000 to $15,000 and they've got $5,000-$6,000 in repairs, it only makes sense not to waste your money and invest it in, unless the roof is brand new. But if you're having so many issues like that, you have a massive workmanship problem on whoever previously installed the roof.
Right.
And you should be replaced anyways.
Right. So how do you phrase it? It's like, Mr. Homeowner, this is the reason I called. This is, you really should, or, how far will you say you really need to look at placing this whole thing?
As soon as them numbers get up there.
Oh, so basically, will you say that? Like, how do you phrase it?
Yep. So essentially, I'll let them decide. I don't push them too much. I'm not a real pushy guy or anything like that. And I'll present it that way exactly to where, hey, it is X amount of dollars to repair this chimney leak that you have. These are the other issues, inspection photos. And then from there, your repair list has gotten you up to $4,000. Have you thought about replacing? What's your ideas with that? You'll usually get it out of them. And you'd be honestly really surprised how many people are like, yeah, I don't want to spend $4,000 on repairs. Yeah. If it's going to be 13 for the roof, let's go ahead and get it done.
All right, I want to back up, and we'll keep moving forward on the sales process, but I want to talk about like a sales opportunity.
Okay.
So maybe it's a marketed lead. Maybe it's someone's like, I need an inspection for whatever reason.
Right.
How do you approach those calls early on differently? Are you still getting in the attic and doing the inspection?
Absolutely. Everyone. So we try to do customer experience always the same.
Okay.
It's the thing that you can do. Not every client is the same. Not every appointment goes the same, but try to do them all the same. So I try to follow my process, follow my inspection, follow all my statements and everything like that.
So you fill out the inspection. You don't even at that point give any options on repair. They're there, but you just want them to know this is what the healthy roof fit. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's a good decision that you got us out.
100%. And then you can give them advice. I just recently had a client. I went to them 2 years ago, and they just wanted an inspection. It's a perfect example. They just wanted an inspection to find out what was going on, and there was some real bad rotted wood down by the soffit. They couldn't tell. I pointed it out to him, and he was like, let's go ahead and get that repaired. It was a one bundle easy repair, a sheet of wood, and it was completely smoked and rotted, just like we knew it was gonna. You could see the sags, right? And when I did my inspection sheet, I said, this needs to be repaired. The life of the roof, in all honesty, had a couple years left on it.
Yeah.
So I put approximately 2 to 3 years left on the roof.
Okay, so you write it. I like that you write it in there.
Yep. And he called me 2 years later, and we replaced his roof. It works like a charm.
You just write life expectancy, 2 to 3 years.
Approximately. Don't hold me to this, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, but I would say you guys are probably okay for a little bit longer.
Okay. All right, let's fast forward back to where we were. So you gave them, they're like, okay, they're like $4,000 in repairs. This doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
What is the next step in your process? Do you go do measurements?
Yes. So if it is, I'm experienced enough to where I can take measure of a job.
Yeah.
If it is a steeper roof that's going to take an hour to measure and figure out and things like that, then I will contact the office and tell them, hey, this has turned into a full replacement, and I need aerial measurement. I've got another appointment to get to, etc. If it's a pretty straightforward roof, I'll just tape measure it.
Okay.
Just get it figured out right then. It only takes 10, 15 minutes to figure it out. And, if you need to get another time commitment, you just ask the homeowner.
Okay. What do you use for aerial measurement?
We use Eagle Views and Quick Measures.
Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. So let's say you're able to actually measure it right there, and you're going to stay at the appointment. You do the measurements. I've obviously been in the attic already.
Yep.
Is the next step just sitting down with Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner to talk about their options?
Yep.
Okay.
So as soon as I get done with all that stuff, I usually build my estimates in my truck.
Okay.
Depending on client, whatever they would prefer. I've had a couple of guys have me build it right in front of them, and whatever they would prefer.
Yeah.
But I will generally go build it in the truck so that I don't have the distractions. I can get everything together, get my mind right, to have this conversation, and we'll move right in. I've gotten really, really good at directing the appointment to wherever they're comfortable, obviously, and getting to them points and going over the process and the pricing and everything like that.
Okay, so what do you bring in with you as tools? Do you bring in like shingle samples? Do you bring a sales book? What do you bring?
Yep. So we have our guidebook that we follow. I'll bring in a little bit of literature on our shingle brand. We will have samples, hard samples, colors, things like that. I'll grab one color and then explain to them that I have more. We do have a sample bag that has ridge vent samples and accessory samples and everything like that. And we'll use that to show the upgrades in the packages, standard pipe boots, lifetime pipe boots, etc. And
very good.
Some good ammo.
All right. So in your sales book, walk me through it if you can remember. I know you don't have it in front of you, but
see, I got it memorized.
All right,
you put me on the spot.
I know, but people want to learn from you, right? You got to learn with the special sauce. So, what are at least roughly walk me through how you navigate it?
Okay, I would say in our guidebook, it's going to have the fact that we're certified installers with multiple brands and things like that. And then we can touch base on being certified installers. I'm one myself, which obviously gives me that
added credit.
Yep, exactly. Yep. And then we'll have a page for builder's license and insurance. We can speak on building code and things like that.
Do you like to kind of drop in? Not everyone has.
100%.
Okay.
Correct insurance. Not everyone has licenses. Here's mine legitimately.
Yeah.
So if nobody else is showing them to you, why aren't they showing them to you? Exactly. We have a what to expect page, so that will explain pretty much the entire process from today and go from there. We have testimonials. We have a page in there for the guarantees. That brings up the conversation for guarantees.
Let me slow you down real quick.
Sure.
Well, how are your guarantees different than your competitors?
They don't have them.
Margin rating.
Ours are in writing.
Yeah.
100%. Ours are in writing. They're right on the back of your contract. Mm-hmm. So all of anything that we give our clients as far as estimate sheets, contracts, repair sheets, everything, the guarantees are right there on the back, bold print.
Mm-hmm. How do you guys run your crews? You have like a supervisor on site the whole time?
So the way that we do it is we will manage and run our own job, right? So we're technically the sales technician, the inspector.
Really?
We are the project manager.
You're the project manager on jobs.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And it honestly is pretty smooth that way because...
Well, sure, you know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. The homeowner sees us 4 times.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. All right. What else in that presentation are we missing? Anything else?
Property protection, right? So we have a whole page for that as far as running magnets, metal detectors, catch-all systems, tarping systems, protecting decks, AC units. All that stuff is super, super, super important to us. We want to give great experiences. We don't want to ruin stuff. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And honestly, what I find is that's major in objection handling because they're worried about the $30,000 deck they just put in.
Right.
They're worried about a dog stepping on nails. Oh, there's a million things.
Right. Very good. Okay. And then at that point, it's time to show the options.
Questions and concerns first.
Yes, of course. Well, yeah, what do you, I mean, I guess you get all sorts of stuff.
Exactly. So I love the questions and concerns. If you ask that before you present your price, usually they'll smoke you with objections.
Okay.
And not every time.
Yeah.
But they will throw them at you, and then you have an extra little chance to take care of those things.
So, I feel like price is always the biggest objection, right?
It is.
So how do you get to, what other objections are you getting if they don't know what the price just yet?
I would say
There's other questions?
Generally, well, here's the thing, though, is if you follow the process, you won't get objections.
Okay. All right.
So generally... I mean, if I'm hitting every one of my notes, as soon as I ask them, and I don't want to sound too unhumble or anything, but I've had a lot of clients tell me right before I'm presenting them price, do you have any questions or concerns or anything like that?
Yeah.
And a lot of them will say, no, you pretty much covered everything.
Okay, so you did. Okay.
Yep. 100%. All right. But if they come forward, I mean, maybe they missed when I talked about the nail sweeps, or maybe they missed when we talked about the deck.
Sure.
Or something along those lines, or the license, or anything like that.
You made it sound like for a second you got a lot of questions at that point. I'm like, I don't know what you're asking about. Are you talking about price?
The process.
Yeah.
Caleb.
Okay. Very good. All right. So you get to the options.
Yep.
What typically? Well, first of all, how many do you like to offer?
3 is what we do.
3.
Yep. Good, better, best.
What are the primary differentiators? I know you said you got your bag of tricks with the different pipe boots and everything. So maybe verbalize for everyone how they differentiate.
So basically, our standard package will come with regular pipe boots, the neoprene plastic pipe boots, just the standard ones you can get. And then we have lifetime pipe boots that we offer with our pro package and with our premium package. And it's metal base. It's got a real thick rubber on it. It's really, really awesome. They're rated for the longevity of lifetime shingles and things like that. And I feel like you're not truly giving out a lifetime roofing system without having some sort of lifetime pipe to last that longevity.
What else differentiates the packages?
Underlayments. You'll get better underlayments upgraded. You'll get better wind rating upgraded, better long-term warranties, things like that. Long-term workmanship warranties.
What if not? I don't know if you haven't committed. What are the warranties for the 3 packages?
We have a 10-year Sure Start warranty. We're a certainty company.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 10-year Sure Start, so that'll be 10-year manufacturing warranty, 10-year workmanship guarantee on the standard. We'll have a 20-year workmanship guarantee on our middle package, and we'll have a lifetime workmanship guarantee on our premium package.
How long have you been doing a lifetime?
How long?
Have you been doing that for a while, the lifetime warranty, lifetime labor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that a state?
As far as I can remember.
Okay. Has that been a big closer? People are like, well, they said lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely people, they love it, but what I tend to see is really only younger clients that can afford it.
Okay. All right.
Not all the time, but...
Yeah. So you're a little... I'm intrigued by your bag of tricks.
Sure.
The pipe boot. What else is in there?
There's drip edge sample in there. There is ridge vent sample in there. There is felt. There's synthetic felt.
So you have the different under...
You can feel the stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you lay that out on the table so they can tangibly, this is what I'm buying.
Yep. Okay. You don't want to do that to a guy that knows what he's talking about, because he'll be like, I don't need to see any of this stuff. I know what it is. I'm just too old to do my roof.
Right. You read the room. You know what's
exactly.
But I would say most people want to see.
Yes.
Hey, I see what I'm buying.
It works.
That makes a big difference. So then you show them price, you shut up, right? And let them kind of guide it from there.
Yep.
Support for this podcast comes from Trane and American Standard. The Trane and American Standard Diagnostics mobile apps are a technician support tool with many features to help technicians better install and service systems and communicating and 24-volt applications. When installing Trane and American Standard Link equipment, our latest communicating technology, technicians can connect to the equipment via Bluetooth through the Trane or American Standard Diagnostics mobile app while on the job site. Once connected, technicians have access to a dashboard of features, including real-time sensor readings, fault conditions, the ability to view or change system settings, automatic charging, and more without standing at the thermostat. Through the Diagnostics mobile app, technicians can easily configure or diagnose a Trane or American Standard Link system from the palm of their hand. For 24-volt applications, the Diagnostics mobile app guides the technician through the installation for select 24-volt equipment, providing wiring diagrams, dip switch configurations, and downloadable PDF installation reports. Technicians can access customers' diagnostics data, see active system alerts, remotely connect to select smart thermostats, access a refrigerant calculator, and search the Trane American Standard residential product literature. This is one tool all your technicians should have. Trane and American Standard Diagnostics mobile apps are available for download in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Support for this podcast comes from HD Supply. At HD Supply, our job is helping you do yours. We are uniquely positioned to help drive your business through unrivaled access to professional-grade plumbing, electrical, and HVAC products and innovative business solutions such as our Stockwise inventory management program, fully customizable to meet your needs and improve productivity. Our national network of distribution centers and more than 2,200 store locations nationwide provide a national reach with a local focus, providing unmatched convenience and product availability. We power pros to do more.
Okay. So, it's a lot of money. I didn't think roofs cost this much. I thought they were 30 cents. Last time I replaced it in 1947. How do you handle those people? That's a lot of money. I don't know. I need to think about it.
Just start asking those questions on why they think that's a lot of money. If they have 3 other estimates that are way cheaper, then obviously you got an objection you need to start handling quick.
Right.
You can refer to your guarantees. You know what I mean? You can take a look at that. The question's not why am I expensive. The question is why is that other guy so cheap?
Do you actually ask that?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Do you look at the bids?
I had pretty good experience with that too.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
But what did you say? I'm sorry?
No. I said, will you look at their other bids?
100%.
And line them up.
Absolutely. If you can get them, a lot of people will hold them as tight as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And I actually picked up a really, really good piece of advice from a guy when we were eating lunch, and he told me, when you ask that question, he said, tell them to cover up the price. Tell them I don't need to see their price. I don't care what they're charging you. I just want to see what they're offering you.
Oh, that's good.
And that'll probably get a lot more of my prospects.
I like that. There you go, folks listening at home.
Picking it up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How about just people are they're overwhelmed. I thought I was here for silliness, $200 repair or whatever. I did no idea what roofing costs. Now you're quoting me a $20,000 roof. I'm a little mini hyperventilating. Do you give them a minute, or how do you
100%. Give them the space that they can have, like I said earlier, as organic as you possibly can.
We just say, hey, I'll give you a few minutes to think about. We talk to your husband and wife.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, definitely. I've literally told people, hey, I need to make a phone call to my next client. Yeah. I'm going to go sit in my truck for 5-10 minutes. You guys, looks like you want to take a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. You guys have that conversation without me, and then we'll talk about it when I get back, as long as you don't mind, and then it works.
That, given the availability of information these days online, do you get many people I looked what a roof should cost, and they said it should cost this?
Honestly, I haven't seen a lot of that.
That's great.
Yeah, I have seen some stuff myself, because all my social media is plastered with roofing and all that stuff at every floor. But I've been seeing things like that, and I think it's going to be detrimental to the industry.
Yeah, well, but that's where you bring up the value, right?
100%.
I forgot to even ask. This is shame on me about financing. Do you guys you present everything as a finance price?
Yep. So we'll come through with financing prices on all of them, and then we do offer discounts off of that down to cash, and it just depends on what they qualify for.
Okay. Do you bring up is the first time you mentioned financing during the sales presentation, or do you show it at the end? Or
I try to plug it before.
Okay.
I was asking people how they planned on paying for it.
Yeah.
And that pretty much cut it straight up to me, But then I started seeing myself saying, I know you already said you were going to pay cash and check, but this is the financing price. So we're going to go ahead and look. So I think I was doing it a little wrong. So I will just kind of plug it in a sense of we do have financing available. We'll take a look at our prices and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Just kind of move on from it, get it out of them.
Get it out of the way.
Yep.
Right.
Budget question in the survey kind of brings those things out too.
Mm-hmm. So you use the survey.
Oh, yeah.
The paper survey.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So that lets you know right away.
It does.
What the customer values, right? Well, I forget what number it is on the survey. It goes, do you value comfort or, longevity?
Benefits.
Benefits. Yeah. So, yeah, what are other, when you go over that survey, are there certain things you're listening for? Oh, I plan on staying here forever.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because if they're telling you that they're going to be there for 40 years, if they're 40 years old,
yeah,
and this is the forever home and all that stuff, that kind of, it gives you that ammunition to lead them to a pro package or a great system. Because obviously that standard package isn't going to give them what they need unless they want to pay for it again in 20, 25 years when that roofing system fails. You might as well go with lifetime shingles and get the longevity out of it.
I was rolling through. I had it written down because I could always forget like technology, energy savings. Do people will you do insulation or anything like that?
We do. We don't do any kind of like throw-ins or anything like that. Obviously, we'll charge for it, but that's all in the art of inspection. So it's right in our inspection sheet to where we're inspecting to find out how thick the insulation is. And right there, my favorite part is to have the homeowner right there with my ladder. So like I said, that short walk to the entrance to the attic space, I'll keep building with them, keep building rapport, keep talking with them, kind of get them to come with me. And then as I'm getting up into the attic space, I can kind of take a look around. They can see that I'm actually inspecting it and looking for those things. And then it's right. You'll see me do it if you filmed me at all my appointments. I will sit on my stepladder and I will have a conversation with them right there.
There you go.
And I'll explain it to them. Your ventilation looks fantastic. They did a great job before when they had it. All your intake's breathing. Your exhaust ventilation is breathing, but your insulation is lacking tremendously.
Okay.
Michigan requires this much or recommends this much. You're 3 inches. You could benefit from that in the future.
Okay.
Usually gets a conversation with.
You mentioned ventilation. I always love bringing that up.
Sure.
How often do you see poorly ventilated roofs?
Almost everyone.
Right. So
almost.
When you're doing repairs, that's probably an easy upgrade repair all the time.
Big time.
Okay.
Yep, big time.
Right. And in terms of presenting a new roof, I'm sure that's a great way to differentiate yourself.
It is.
How do you educate people what the value of ventilation? I'll put you in your words.
So, Company Cam is amazing, right? So I put in Company Cam, I made a file in there and I call it Problems for Homeowners. And I will use that Company Cam file. It's got pictures of 30 different clients' homes who had them problems and issues where improper ventilation really attacked their attic. Or a bath vent and hose, the non-insulated hose had a lot of condensation in it and stuff like that. We have them issues, yeah. Big time in Michigan, we have them issues because you get the hot air from a shower and then cold in the attic space. So I have those examples laid out to where I can show them this is the importance, this is why we're doing this, this is what you need these things for. And I also went, I printed out some stuff from Certainteed from the handbook that illustrates why it's important to have intake ventilation. I did some pretty cut and dry homes that show air breathing in real nice and easy. It's labeled blue, and then the exhausted air is hot.
Sure.
That way it's very clear and easy for you to explain it to somebody that doesn't understand it. And then if your shingle manufacturer requires it, like as far as Certainteed goes, it's like after, if you don't have intake ventilation, they won't give you any warranty past 10 years.
Right.
So what's the point of putting a lifetime shingle on if you have no intake ventilation? You won't get a warranty.
Are you showing this during both repairs and replacements?
Generally just replacements.
Just for replacements.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
Yep. But as far as, I won't touch base on that so much in a repair situation.
Sure.
Just explain the value of intake ventilation and compare it to a vehicle. You got to have intake, you got to have exhaust.
Ah, there you go. That's a good little nugget. There you go. It's a way to push it so people understand what it is. When you show those pictures, do you Zoom in on the mold, the black there,
You can, to an extent, organic growth, not mold.
Growth. You don't want to get in trouble. That's right.
But generally, yes.
Yeah.
If the situation arises, obviously, honestly, and legitimately.
Well, sure.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I think pictures, they're worth 1,000 words.
Right. For sure. All right. So, I wanted to follow up and finish up our discussion on financing. What typically is the most popular financing package these days?
So we only offer one at the moment.
Okay.
Got some stuff in the future, but right now we have long term. It's 10 years. It's 9.99. People resonate with it. We do get a lot of people that will they'll take that information and they'll just get their own loan from their own bank. It's all the same.
Sure.
You know what I mean? As long as they're going with the roof, let's go.
Right, for sure. Okay, let's talk negative before we get into the good stuff. If you can't close it that day, like someone's just hardcore, I've been told I got to get 4 bids because I'm whatever.
Sure.
And that happens. What's your follow-up process like?
I tend to call Tuesdays and Fridays.
Okay.
Is what I'll do. I'll do it in between appointments.
And you said, hey, Mr. Jones, are you okay if I call you Tuesday, Friday?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Try to use your rapport in that call. You know what I mean? How was this? How was that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get a chance to do this? I really like the Friday calls because you can talk about the weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I got plans going, I'll kind of sneak that in there without talking about myself too much.
Sure.
I'll sneak that in there. Hey, I'm heading here this weekend. I'm going to do this. And then that'll kind of get the conversation rolling a little bit better. But yeah, just kind of checking with the client. Don't say that to them, but check in with them.
How many times will you call before it's like, all right, this is a dead duck?
Twice.
Twice.
I will just do twice. If I'm getting some feedback from them, I'm going to continue to follow up with them and follow up with them and follow up.
Right.
But if I can tell that it's a rude stop calling me, I'm not going to continue to push them. I will just reiterate some value with them and say, you just let me know. We're ready for you and you're ready for us.
It's like goes back to the office and if you guys are slow, I don't feel like you guys are ever slow. Maybe I'm wrong, but
we pretty much keep on going.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can always call on it in 6 months, see if you ever got that project done. All right, let's say you sell the job. People are happy to get involved. How often do you how far out, rather, are you typically booked out or placement?
I would say on average a month.
A month, okay.
Pretty straightforward.
It's a pretty standard in your market?
Yep. It could be 2 to 3 weeks. It could be 4 to 6. I would say pretty average, about a month out.
Do you ever get people that call like, well, Bob's Roofing said they can get it on in a week and we got that leak,
They do, but this is the thing. This is a huge, huge tip that I actually picked up from a guy a long time ago, and I use this in repair sales, and it was by using temporary repairs, you will create a client.
Okay.
So I will tell people legitimately, I won't charge them. I'll tell them legitimately, if you're going to sign up with me and be my client, I'll get up there right now and take care of that leak, and then you can go ahead and get them lined up with a roof. Say you're at an appointment. I've won appointments and won homeowners over with that.
Nice.
By saying for me to go and take 30 minutes and jump on your roof and take apart some flashing and get it sealed up and do that stuff like that. And I have to get paid for it, just like any other contractor in the world has to get paid for it. But if it's a temporary thing for you to wait for us for 3 to 4 weeks to get back over here and get it done, I'll go up there now before I go to my next appointment.
That makes sense.
And I'll shoot up there and get that taken care of. I won't charge you nothing. Just sign up with us for the roof.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Then if not, if that doesn't work, you can always sign up with a repair and we'll get you taken care of.
Sure. Sure. So, okay. So let's say, they're moving forward. How do you make sure the project, it sounds like you guys are you're managing the whole way. Do you talk production? We have weekly meetings to go over, Bob wanted this color roof and so on and so forth?
Yep, pretty much. The way that we'll do it, we'll get color and everything like that confirmed with the clients, go over all of that stuff. Generally, we touch base on that during the process. That's right in our contract, obviously, what color shingle they want to use and stuff like that. So we'll cement that. We'll build our jobs. We'll turn it into the office. The office will pull permits. They will call the client and tell them when we're coming. And the call takers do a great job at that. So they're the ones that are setting up the crew is coming this day, materials coming this day, labor is coming this day. And then we're showing up on the job site that morning, counting materials and checking colors and doing things like that. And then checking in periodically throughout the next few days to make sure that everything's getting taken care of.
And are you doing the final walkthrough then?
Yep. Sure. Doing the final walkthrough. Yep. Doing our inspection, run the magnets.
Are you doing that or are you?
Yeah.
Real?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we've got the crews running the magnets and doing a pretty excellent cleanup job now. So generally you're talking about 20 minutes. run through a yard.
You're the one final.
So if you can imagine the amount of value
I was going to say
that builds.
a salesperson came out and
I had a lady sit on her porch and watch me pick up nails out of the cracks of her driveway. I had lined her up with a great system.
Yeah.
This was a full presentation, full appointment, full everything. They did the lifetime shingle, all this stuff. I was there in my nice button up and everything like that. And I was there after the job picking nails up out of her driveway on my hands and knees. And that's what she said. I thought you were just the sales guy. Can't believe you're here cleaning up the nails.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, and that's where you get your second check too. And
Exactly. And it's easy to collect too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here you go. Yeah. Here's a tip. That's the nails on me.
Don't tell my boss, but for real.
Yeah. Just kind of wrapping up. What advice might you have for young roofers, young salespeople, technicians? If you had to talk to yourself 15 years ago, right, what might you say to yourself?
I would say make friends. 100% make friends. Absolutely. Make friends, not customers. They're not just a dollar sign, or they're not just the next paycheck or anything like that. Like I was saying earlier, it doesn't matter if they hire you or not. I mean, at least you're out there making friends. You might as well do it that way. They're human beings just like you are.
Right. That might answer my next question, but why do you think people ultimately trust you with this big investment?
That's a huge thing. So I'm personable. I get a lot of thorough, get a lot of knowledgeable and experience.
That's great.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, last question. What motivates you to I know it's a tough business, and elements. What motivates you every day? You do as well as you can.
I would say the future. I'd say I'd like to be comfortable in this life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100%. And with being successful brings comfort.
Right. Very good. Well, hey, Kaleb, thank you so much for all your time. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, it was.
Support for this podcast comes from Redesign.co. Feeling overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of digital marketing? Redesign.co is here to simplify it for you. We focus on what matters, getting your business seen online. With our expertise and effective digital marketing solutions like Google paid ads and local SEO, we help your services get the attention they deserve. No jargon, no over-the-top promises, just solid strategies to boost your online presence. Let's team up and give your business the online boost it needs. Reach out to partner with Redesign.co and stand out to potential customers when and where they're looking. Support for this podcast comes from Dynamic Air Quality Solutions. Since 1982, Dynamic has been the leader in designing, manufacturing, and distributing IAQ products to the commercial and residential markets through authorized HVAC contractors. Certain Path members receive the exclusive value of the Clean Air Defense System private label to drive your brand in the market you serve. Our commitment starts with support. We provide you with world-class industry-leading technical and communication training, face-to-face and online. Become a Clean Air Defense System indoor air quality partner and dominate your market. Visit worldclassiaq.com for more information. The Successful Contractor podcast is part of the Certain Path family. Certain Path builds successful home service businesses and has for 23 years. We do it by providing contractors with a proven path to success, professional coaching, software solutions, and a member community of over 1,000 contractors just like you. Doubling your sales with a 20% net profit and an inspiring company culture is all possible. Let us show you the way. With Certain Path, success is made certain. Visit www.mycertainpath.com for more information.